Good morning dear students, welcome to online class. Today I am going to teach you about living things and non-living things. First of all, we will discuss about living things. What are the living things? The definition of living things is the things which can eat, which can grow and die are the living things. I am going to tell you about the living things, all the birds, all the animals and all the things which can eat, grow and die are the living things. I have pasted all these pics to show you, to explain you about the living things. So, this is the rabbit. Mostly students like this animal because it's a very soft, very lovely and very cute animal. I also like it very much. It can eat, it can grow and it can die. So it's a living thing. Here I would like to tell you that all the animals and the plants are living things. The other definition of living things is also like this. The animals or the birds and the plants are the living things. On the other way, you can also say that the things which can move are the living things. The things which can move naturally are the living things. So I have already explained about rabbit. Now I am gonna explain you about fish. This is a fish and it's also a very lovely animal. It lives in water and it can also eat, grow and die. So it's a living thing. This is an elephant. It's a very big animal and as you can see that it can also move and it can feed itself and it can grow and die. So it's a living thing. Now I am moving towards crow. It's a crow. It's a bird and it can also eat, grow and die. So it's a living thing. It's a cat. It can also eat and grow and die. So, this is also an example of living things. Now I am moving towards mouse. This is also called rat. R-A-T, rat. Rat can also eat, it can also grow and it can also die. So, it's a living thing. It's mostly found in houses and in, you can say, everywhere. This is a tree. Mostly students become so much confused in this that plants and trees are not living things. Why? A plant can eat, it can grow and it can die. So it's also an example of living things. It's not a non-living thing. Keep it in your mind that tree is a living thing because when you have a seed in your hand, you just sow it in the soil and you water it, it becomes a plant and then after that it grows into a big tree, then it is a living thing. So you can also learn all the details about this tree and plants in your science books. So try to learn all these things, all these pictures and all the sentences about these pictures I have told you in this lecture. Try to practice them and try to paste pics of these animals like giving a title, living things on your notebooks and check your teacher. Now I am moving towards the next title, non-living things. Non-living things cannot eat, cannot grow and cannot die. So these are the non-living things. In other words, you can say that the things which cannot move naturally are called non-living things. Hat, H-A-T, hat. It cannot move itself because It's a non-living thing. It cannot move itself naturally, it cannot eat, it cannot grow, and it cannot die. So, it's a non-living thing. Now, next is ring. Ring is a non-living thing because it cannot eat, it cannot grow, and it cannot die. So, it's also a non-living thing. Next is fan. Fan cannot eat, cannot grow, and cannot die, so it's also an example of non-living things. Next example is pencil. Pencil cannot eat, it cannot grow, and it cannot die, so it's an example of non-living things. Next is clock. Some students become confused in this way because when we are putting a battery in the clock, then they think that it's a living thing, but it's not a living thing because it cannot move itself naturally. It cannot say that it is a non-living thing because it has nothing in itself naturally. So it's a non-living thing. Next is bell. Bell is also a non-living thing because it cannot eat, it cannot grow, and it cannot die. So, it's a non-living thing and it cannot move itself. So, I have explained about all the living and non-living things to you. Now you will have to take help from your teacher and try to understand all the living things and non-living things and try to make these activities on your notebooks and explain all the things in your words in English and try to learn and try to keep it in your mind forever. If you have any confusion, you can ask from me in comments section. I will tell you as soon as I can. We'll see you in next lecture. Till that time, take a lot of care of yourself. Bye-bye.